Peace be with you. Today I'm going to share with you how I make chicken bone broth. Now, for a lot of reasons, bone broth is a foundational part of eating in the Derrick household. Not only is it satisfying as a warm drink, but it's also the versatile base for my soups, stews, gumbo, and curries. Bone broth adds a richness and depth to every dish. And the easy steps that I'm going to show you here help to get a lot of uses out of what we'd usually throw away. Bone broth is extremely healthy, tastes great, and smells amazing. The recipe really isn't very complicated. A crock pot and a small change to save your bones and vegetable ends makes a real big impact. I use the leftover bones from basically any family dinner, roasted or barbecued or sometimes wings. I'll freeze them if I'm not using them. Apple cider vinegar helps break down the bones during cooking. And you use whatever vegetables you got on hand. Anytime I'm cutting vegetables for a meal, I save the celery or carrots or sometimes cauliflower ends and just freeze them. My go-to spices are salt and pepper and always onion and garlic powder and parsley and sometimes a pinch of cayenne as well. I also like to use a little bit of bay leaf. I have a tree on the side of my house and my middle son Grayson's often the one who goes and picks them for me. Once you've added a couple handsful of frozen saved vegetable ends, the spices, and the vinegar, then all you really have to do is fill your crock pot with water, set it to low, and let it do its thing overnight. Now, I have a Salad Master electric multi-purpose stock pot. That's a lot of words. I set the temperature to 200 degrees, and how I came by this thing is a different story. Anywho, you set it and you forget it overnight. You don't have to do a full 24 hours, but keep it to one day with chicken bones, because the more delicate the bones, the less time you want to cook. So if you're making vegetable stock, you cook for a lot less time. If you're doing beef stock or pork bone broth, then you go for a lot longer. But you're getting the gist that the same techniques work for all sorts of bone broths and stocks. And usually when I'm making bone broth, I like to have a cup, just to make sure it tastes good. I get a lot of usage out of my strainers, and they come in all different sizes, fortunately. Whenever you're drinking bone broth, I find that just a pinch of salt usually does the trick. So once the broth is ready, you pour it through a strainer into a bowl, or in our case, a large measuring cup. And then you apportion it out into jars or containers for freezing or for future use. So as you can see, our family is a big fan, and we'll make bone broth or vegetable broth out of just about anything we can, and really get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I really hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into the cooking habits of the Derrick household, and that you'll find your hearts as well as your bellies filled with spiritual foods. Peace be with you.